Speech Pitch by Iska Sak.
Hi there and welcome to Speech Pitch by Iska Sak. I'm Spyretta Leivaditi and today with me I have Xiyuan Gao.
Hi everyone, this is Xiyuan.
Xiyuan, would you like to introduce yourself to our audience?
Hi, I'm Xiyuan. I'm a PhD student, the fourth year PhD student at Groningen University. I'm now based in Leivaditi and our research team is speech technology and mostly focused on pragmatic computing with multimodal approach and using sarcasm as a case study.
Ooh, sarcasm. Interesting. What is the title of your poster? And maybe you can also elaborate a little bit about what it is about?
Yeah, this is a data set I recently worked on. It's called the Multimodal Sarcasm Chinese data set, so MCSD. It's an open released data set. We've been working on that for the purpose to support cross-lingual pragmatic computing, especially in multimodal approach, this area. Because of the limited data sets we can find in this field, so we find that it's necessary to curate this data set so that the model has been trained on English data, because that's the vast amount of data we can find. So the model trained on English data can be applied in the Chinese, which is a very different language than English. So it will be interesting to look into how the model perform in these two different data sets. So I just mentioned the difference between the cross-lingual adaptation from English to Chinese. So that is based on the observation that the sarcasm expressed in English and Chinese, it's intuitively different. And in English, for example, you have continuous, like a sequence, so the pitch, the prosody can vary. So people rely on the variation of the prosody to express a sarcastic expression. However, in Chinese, the tongue is with lexical meaning. So different tongue, like you have the first, second, third, fourth, the then they're all attached with a different lexical meaning. At the same time, then how do people speaking Chinese express sarcastic or emotion expressions? What they do is that they add a different layer of tongue on top of the lexical tongue that the listeners can comprehend the sarcastic meaning or emotion meaning in that. So based on these differences, like in English, in Chinese, and we want to see if the model can generalize across different domains, across different languages.
Oh, great. Thank you. Thank you for the explanation. Oh, and how did you design your data set?
The data set actually at the beginning was a collaborative work with Hong Kong Polytech University. So they were more focused on the linguistic analysis, and we are more focused on the technology part. So we think, okay, this is a good match, and then we can create a data set and work on that. So they work on linguistic part, we work on the technology part. So for the data sets, we first have to look into the data source, because the data source is also critical, where you can find a big amount of sarcasm, and also people have to be easy enough to recognize it. So there's a lot of balances to look into. Then we focus on the stand-up comedy. So from stand-up comedy, you have a lot of jokes or humorous expression, and the comedians always like to use sarcastic expressions to intrigue humor. And then second is about the annotation. So annotation, we follow the linguistic rules. So we get a training for the annotators, and we have hired 3 linguistic students, and then we discuss and train for the linguistic background. And then third is that during this process, we meet weekly to discuss what is sarcasm and what I find is interesting in this data set that I don't find is quite sarcastic. So this way, and by this weekly meeting or bi-weekly meeting, and we will make this ambiguous differentiation in different people more close together.
Great, thank
Yeah.
you. What about Interspeech? I think it's not your first rodeo here, right?
No, it's not. Yeah, yeah. This time interspeech, I think I got a first of all really interesting topic in inclusivity. It is different than all the other previous interspeech, and I think tomorrow, and there will be survey talk by the chair. I think I will also really looking forward to listen to that. I think at the moment she will explain more about this topic, all the details. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you enjoy your time in Rotterdam?
Yeah, I haven't really looked around so far. So I arrived on the first day of the conference. Yeah, although I'm also based in Netherlands, but not so often visit the south. I've visited some cities around, like Amsterdam or Den Haag. But I plan to have like one day and the weekend, 1 day, 2 days to look around, to have some. I heard about like here you got a lot of international food.
Yes, that's true. That's true. Thank you so much for coming and joining us today. I hope you enjoyed your stay here in Rotterdam and enjoy also Interspeech.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks for tuning in to this bonus episode. We might be interviewing your favorite speech researcher in the future, so be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to the podcast. You can also follow the ISKA-SAC on X and LinkedIn to stay updated. Until next time, have fun.
Speech pitch by ISKA-SAC.